Candace Owens is so odious and malignant that Australia has decided to outright ban her from entering their entire country.
When do we deploy troops to Australia?
Do you know how dangerous you have to be for Australia to ban you? We're talking about a country with the world's deadliest snake, spider, fish. I mean, this is a country so deadly that more than half of it is covered in a harsh, vicious desert. And yet Australians looked at Candace Owens and said, "You stay the hell away from us." It's somewhat reassuring to know that other countries still have some damn sense. Good on you, mate.
You look after your mates and your mates will always look after you.
Look after your community and they'll look after you, like the one here at Really American that you can join by subscribing. By the way, Candace Owens is also banned in this community, so if you see her in the comments, tell her to kick rocks. This all stemmed from Candace's planned Australian tour last year, which, spoiler alert, did not happen. Turns out that the good folks of Australia know a kook when they see one, so merely the suggestion of her arrival to their country was enough to set off the Aussies.
We're talking to Candace Owens, the fearless American conservative social commentator, author. You can see her live in Sydney.
No thanks. And Fordham's mate at 2GB, Ray Hadley, won't be going either, calling Owens a
raving lunatic woman.
Ray, he's got away with words, hasn't he? And even the folks at Sky After Dark were not buying in.
Owens is a sick woman. She's not actually conservative, she's a total kook.
And after sleeping on it, Bolt was back with more.
This woman's a total freak show on two legs. I mean, it's incredible.
So, when will Owens be arriving down under? Well, there's one small problem.
She hasn't applied for a visa yet.
And Home Affairs Minister Tony Burke suggests when she does, it will be rejected, saying he hopes she has a good refunds policy. And while some argue that the best thing is to let Owens in and sink the boot into her ideas, we reckon there are enough loudmouth nut jobs here already, and we'd all be happier and healthier if she stayed away.
But Candace did not heed their warnings. Keeping that classic American, I can do whatever I want attitude, she applied for the visa anyway. And Tony Burke, the Australian Minister of Home Affairs, was true to his word.
Australia's Immigration Minister Tony Burke said, quote, Australia's national interest is best served when Candace Owens is somewhere else. From downplaying the impact of the Holocaust with comments about Nazi physician Joseph Mengele, through to claims that Muslims started slavery, Candace Owens has the capacity to incite discord in almost every direction.
Candace Owens and conservatives over here in the U.S. and over in AUS were fuming that Burke dared to personally deny Owens' visa. They were seemingly confident that they could make enough noise to reverse the decision.
I want to shout out the Australians because they are not taking me being banned sitting down. They have started a petition. They are making all of these videos. They're saying they're going to drop it off at Tony Burke's office. It just makes me so happy to know that people are fighting for free speech. They're outraged about, because I never give up without a fight. I like fighting. That's the problem. I'm happy fighting.
My name is Monica Smith and I'm here in Canberra, Australia, outside Parliament House. And ladies and gentlemen, I think you can call this democracy in action, because in these two large, heavy folders, I have 31,000 signatures on a petition directed at Tony Burke, who is the Minister for Immigration. Now, Tony Burke is the one responsible for denying Candace Owens her visa to come to Australia. Now, Candace Owens has already sold 15,000 tickets to her tour across Australia, which is only happening in a week's time. Candace Owens is a Catholic mother of three. She has no criminal record. She has never incited violence whatsoever. So, Tony Burke, we would like you to explain the real reason why you denied her visa. And if you can't, then you need to reinstate it and allow Australians to hear what she has to say.
Really? You're confused as to why Candace Owens wouldn't be allowed into Australia? She must not have seen this clip.
When do we deploy troops to Australia? When do we invade Australia and free an oppressed people who are suffering under a totalitarian regime? When do we spend trillions of dollars to spread democracy in Australia? Australia currently, make no mistake, is a tyrannical police state. Its citizens are quite literally being imprisoned against their will. So when do we deploy?
It seems pretty obvious to me why they wouldn't want Mrs. It's time for the glorious liberation of Australia to step even 1 foot in their country. I mean, for a party that whines and moans damn near constantly about invasions from China, invasions from Mexico, invasions from Jewish space aliens, you'd think they'd understand not wanting to be invaded by the likes of Candace Owens. Candace then submitted an appeal to the High Court of Australia, arguing that Tony Burke using the Migration Act was a violation of the Australian Constitution. But unfortunately for her, she was denied. Don't you love it when bad things happen to bad people?
Far-right commentator Candace Owens has lost an appeal against a decision to ban her from entering Australia. Home Affairs Minister Tony Burke rejected her application for a visa last year ahead of a national speaking tour in November. The American is known for claiming that French First Lady Brigitte Macron is transgender and for inflammatory remarks about Jewish and Muslim people. The High Court today tossed out her challenge after she claimed the ban went against the principles of free speech.
The reasoning for the rejection stems from Candace Owens failing the character test, which is a requirement for Australian visas, I guess. Good character generally refers to the enduring moral qualities of a person. If a person is found to be of good character, then we have considered that they are likely to uphold and obey the laws of Australia and other commitments that they make through the pledge of commitment. I suppose Burke and the High Court thought that Candace's character was likely to cause crime.
Australia currently, make no mistake, is a tyrannical police state.
Here's the final decision from the High Court. The court unanimously held that, reading the minister's decision fairly and as a whole, the minister did not misconstrue the law in deciding to refuse to grant Candace Owens' visa.
Candace Owens has millions of subscribers on YouTube and is accused of promoting conspiracy theories, stoking anti-Semitism amid remarks opposing Black Lives Matter, feminism, vaccines and immigration. Mr Burke also cited the claim by the perpetrator of the Christchurch mosque terror attacks, who described her as the person who had influenced him above all. Ms Owens argued the law was at odds with the implied right to freedom of political communication. But today the High Court found that freedom is not a personal right. The court found the refusal of the visa was justified in the national interest because of the risk Ms Owens' visit could encourage strife.
So there it is. Candace Owens officially gets the boot from the highest court in Australia, all because she can't help herself from saying the most insanely fascist dribble possible. In other countries, purposefully stoking fascism, white supremacy, and anti-Semitism is punished, where in America, you're rewarded with a seat in office or a job in ICE. You know what? Sometimes living in the US feels like being in 28 Days Later, where the rest of the world is normal and sane, and meanwhile, we're locked inside with the maniacs and MAGA zombies. Be sure to subscribe to Really American for the news that you're not going to get anywhere else. I'm Tony Hinderman, and I'll catch you next time.